So today, guys, we're going to be frying some pig feet. So I'm going to wash them up. I've already washed my sink out, and I'm putting them down in here. Putting them down in the sink so they can be washed. Ooh, they so meaty. Look at them. So guys, I'm gonna wash them up. Get them all washed up. I like to scrape mine a little bit. But I'm just gonna boil them in a few minutes. I'm just scraping the skin part, y'all. I'm washing them up real good. Normally, when I do this, I boil them twice. I boil it the first time and get, you know, I just like to boil mine first. But this time I'm not. I'm just going to get them washed up. And I'm going to put them in my pot. All right, I got them washed up. Now I'm just going to drop them in the pot. Put some water over them. I like the water to cover them. I like to rinse that off. One more time. Then we're going to season them up, y'all. And we're going to let them boil. I'm going to cover it with water. And that's that. I got enough water in it. These are the seasonings I'm using. I'm using some onion powder, black pepper, Tony season, Creole season, adobe seasoning, red pepper, crushed red pepper, garlic powder, hot sauce, vinegar, chicken bouillon, and onion. And I'm gonna put all my ingredients in my pot. I'm gonna cut my stove on high. Okay, guys, I'm finna start putting my seasonings in. So I'm gonna put my onion powder. Onion powder. Garlic powder. I got my stove on high right now. I'm gonna put a little bit of Tony's Creole seasoning in here. Put a good bit of that. Y'all, I measure my nor by my top. Put about a half a top, you know, you can see how much it is. That's enough. Put some black pepper. Put a little bit of red pepper. Red pepper. I'm gonna put a little bit of vinegar. Just a dash or 2. 3. And about a cap full of Crystal. Crystal's here. Now I gotta chop my onion in half. I'm just gonna cut it in half and leave it whole. You know, leave it in half. I'm not gonna chop it up. I'm gonna drop that down in there. So y'all, I'm gonna mix it up a little. And I'm gonna let this cook for about 3 hours on low. Once it comes to a roaring boil, y'all see all the goodness in this pot? Oh yeah, it's gonna be so good. But I'm gonna turn it down, put a lid on it, and I'll be back in about 3 hours, guys. When it comes to a boil, I'm gonna let you see how I let it boil, and then I'll be right back. Guys, I forgot 2 of my main ingredients. Everyone asks, how do I get my pig feet to look so? The color I have, I use a little paprika. And I also use a Goya, Sazon Goya. I would have had it ready, but I didn't. I almost forgot. With this much water, I'm gonna put 2. Stir that up. And baby, when these things get done, the color that's gonna be on here, my God. Even though this color is gonna be covered up, just wait and see. Make sure it's not sticking down there. You make sure it's not sticking, because actually this pot is not a thick pot. So once you have your stove on high like that, you wanna make sure that it's not sticking. Okay guys, you want them to come to a roaring boil. They're almost to the point where they're boiling really hard. Move them around a little bit. Make sure ain't nothing sticking because it's on high. I'm gonna let it boil hard for about 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes. All right, we're gonna put the lid on it. I turned it down to a little less than medium, and I'm gonna let it cook for 3 hours. I'm gonna set the timer on my phone because I don't have a small timer. I'll be back in 3 hours. Okay guys, they have cooked for 3 hours. And I'm gonna take these out. I'm not gonna drain them. I'm gonna take them out and lay them in a pan. See, this one almost cooked too much. Ooh, it's falling apart. Y'all see them? I know they look weird. I'm gonna take them all out and lay them in the pan. So they can cool off. They are all out. I'm gonna let them sit here and cool off. See, they didn't get as dark as I let mine get because I had to stop the process so they wouldn't overcook. So when I get ready to fry them, they won't fall apart. So I'm gonna go and season them up a little bit while they still hot. So it'll melt down on it. Put a little bit more Tony's on them. Tony's Creole. I'm gonna put a little bit more garlic salt powder on them. Y'all do know that it's best to season the meat instead of the flour. If you season your flour, it makes the grease burn faster. One side is good. They really already seasoned. Put a little bit of pepper on them. A little bit of onion powder. And just leave them alone. Let them rest. I like paprika, y'all. Paprika. Couldn't let that go everywhere, child. I have to save it. Y'all hear my son in the background? Sorry. All right, guys. I'm gonna let that. I am going to let that sit. I didn't put no adobe on my when I cooked them, so I'm gonna put a little bit on here now. Not much, cause I'm like I said, y'all. I'm not seasoning my flour. So I'm gonna let them sit, cool off, and we'll be back, Sammy Bulls. Yes, come through. Okay, guys, as my grease is getting hot, I'm gonna add me some flour to my pan. I don't need a whole lot because you see it's not a whole lot of pigtails. It's probably enough. And I'm gonna put a little bit of salt, yeah, just a little bit in here because I don't want it to be too bland on the outside. Mix that flour up and I'm gonna go ahead on. And add my tails to the flour mixture. That one is about to tear up. I'm gonna do 4. I like to press my flour into my meat so it just won't be sitting on there. So it won't just fly off soon as the grease hit it. As soon as it hit the grease, I press my flour down in mine. And I'll do this probably twice. After it kind of soaked through the first time. See how it start coming back through? You gotta put some more flour on there. That one almost cooked up too much, y'all. Be careful, don't let them cook too long. I'm gonna go ahead on. Once I get these floured up, I'm gonna place them on a board, on a pan. Shake out the excess flour. You see how it's falling apart in there, y'all? See, I almost overcooked these. But it's okay. Once that grease hit it, you'll be all right. You just gotta handle them gently. Okay, it's time to put my tails in the grease. As you can tell, this is not new grease. It is not. So I'm gonna place them in slowly. It already got up to temperature. The light went out, but it just came back on. But it's up to temperature. So I'm gonna drop them in the grease. I'm gonna put all of them in. You hear them popping? That's because they already. Put all 5 of them in. Y'all hear them? It sound like they exploding, honey. So don't be afraid when you hear that noise. Nothing's wrong. Just let them fry. Guys, make sure you put a lid on it because it will pop out on you. Remember that they're already done. You just crisping up the outside. And you have to be careful because them things will explode, honey. Don't you see how golden and pretty that is? Be careful, like I said, they will explode on you. Now, see how pretty and golden brown that is? Ooh, look at that. When you hear them quieting down, then you'll know it's time to take them out. How my grease was so excited and popping earlier. Well, you wait till it calm down. Put the lid on it because it will pop you in the face. I'll say let them fry about 10 minutes. Look at that. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, aren't they beautiful and golden brown? Yeah, come through. Ooh, Nelly, look at that. Don't y'all know there's gonna be some good eating? Ooh. Yes, come through. And there you have it. Fried pigtails.
My baby, I got my water, baby. I got my baby, I got my water, baby. I got my baby, I got my water, baby. I got my baby, I got my water, baby. It's so good and so cold. 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 I got my water, baby. It's so good and it's so cold. I want to welcome y'all to the Sand World Show. Make sure that you subscribe, like, share, you can comment too. I want to give a shout out to all the Salmon Boo. Subscribe, like, share, and you can comment too. I want to give a shout out to all the Salmon Boo. I got my baby, I got my water, baby. I got my baby, I got my water, baby. I got my baby, I got my water, baby.